want to chat about something serious, something we usually avoid, don't want to admit, and definitely don't want to deal with. But tonight, we're going to tackle it head on. It's this. Stop being stupid. Yeah, you heard me. I didn't say stop being careless or making mistakes. I said stupid. Because sometimes that's exactly what we're doing to ourselves. We keep making choices that we know are just holding us back. I know it. You know it. We're our own worst enemies. Just think about it. How many times have you known what the right choice was, the right direction to go in, or the right thing to do, but you talked yourself out of it? How often did you push your dreams aside because you thought, maybe tomorrow? How many times did you settle for less, not because you didn't deserve more, but because you didn't believe you could actually have it? That's not life's fault, and it's not bad luck, that's you. Self-sabotage is a sneaky but powerful thing that can keep us from reaching our potential, often without us even realizing it. A lot of us make goals and resolutions, hoping to bring about some positive changes in our lives, but we keep tripping up. It's easy to point fingers at bad luck, circumstances, or even other people for our setbacks, but the truth is usually much more personal. When we self-sabotage, we're the ones getting in our own way, letting our habits, fears, and self-doubt dictate what we do and lead us off the track we really want to be on. The first and most important step to overcoming these internal obstacles is being aware of our self-sabotage. We need to face our destructive habits, figure out where they come from, and deal with them directly. A big way we trip ourselves up is through procrastination. Putting off important tasks and responsibilities can spiral into a lot of stress and feeling like we're not achieving anything. We tell ourselves we're too busy for what really matters, or that we have plenty of time to get it done. But deep down, we're just scared to start. The pressure to get things right can make us avoid taking action. This might come from being afraid of failing, being afraid of succeeding, or just feeling uncomfortable about stepping out of our comfort zones. So we end up letting little, unimportant tasks take over, wasting our time and energy on stuff that doesn't really help us grow. By always putting off our goals, we end up in a cycle where not making progress seems to justify our initial hesitation. Perfectionism plays a big role in this too. Self-sabotage often flies under the radar because it's usually confused with ambition. Wanting to do things well isn't a bad thing, but when your need for perfection gets so overwhelming that it stops you in your tracks, it can really hold you back. Perfectionists often steer clear of tasks they don't think they'll nail right away, which stops them from trying new things and learning from their mistakes. By insisting on everything being perfect, they might end up avoiding the effort altogether, scared of not measuring up to impossible standards. Always chasing after perfection can really wear you out and bring you down. It can make you feel like you're not getting anywhere. Instead of focusing on actually growing and improving, you get so caught up in trying to do everything perfectly that you end up doing nothing at all. Another way we mess ourselves up is through negative self-talk. It's a sneaky but strong habit that keeps us stuck in limiting beliefs about what we can do. Thoughts like, "I'm not good enough," "I always mess things up," or "I don't deserve to succeed," just hold us back. Can hold us back from taking risks, seizing opportunities, or even enjoying our successes. This kind of thinking creates a wall around our self-confidence, feeding into a story that says we're not good enough and making it hard to believe in ourselves. Negative self-talk is especially sneaky because it often feels like an honest evaluation of what we can do, but really, it's a twisted version of reality. Every time we think this way, we strengthen a mindset that makes it harder and harder to break free. As these beliefs take hold, they start to shape what we do, making us avoid challenges or act in ways that reinforce our insecurities. Comfort zones play a big role in self-sabotage too. A lot of people stick to what's familiar and predictable, even if they're not really happy or satisfied. When we try to step out of those comfort zones, we often feel resistance because it means dealing with uncertainty and possible discomfort. But by choosing to stay safe instead of pushing for growth, we end up holding ourselves back and missing out. Missing out on valuable experiences that help us grow is common, especially in areas where we feel unsure of ourselves. The fear of failing or being criticized can be really overwhelming, and that discomfort can stop us from even giving things a shot. But by doing that, we end up limiting ourselves to what feels comfortable instead of what could actually help us learn and grow. We often sabotage ourselves by seeking out those safe zones. Instead of focusing on accepting ourselves and finding motivation from within, a lot of us tend to rely on what others think to feel good about who we are. When we let other people's opinions shape how we see ourselves, we can forget our own values and goals and start doing things just to meet expectations that don't really match what we actually want. This need for validation can push us to make safer, more acceptable choices instead of going after what we truly want. Over time, when we rely on what others think to feel good about ourselves, it really eats away at our self-trust and makes it hard for us to make confident decisions on our own. We end up stuck in a loop of always looking for approval instead of finding our own sense of purpose and fulfillment. One sneaky way we sabotage ourselves is by dodging tough emotions. When we're scared to face our fears, anxieties, or letdowns, we often just try to numb them with distractions or denial. Other ways to cope with these feelings might give us a quick break, but in the long run, they just make those feelings stronger. When we bottle up our emotions, they can influence our choices without us even realizing it, making us shy away from risks, turn down new opportunities, or pull back into ourselves. By avoiding our inner struggles, we leave them hanging, and they end up affecting what we do. Real progress means we have to face these feelings head-on, understand where they're coming from, and figure out how to move on from them. Being aware of self-sabotage means spotting those habits and behaviors that hold us back from reaching our goals. It takes guts to face these patterns in our lives, but doing so can lead to real change. Once we recognize them, we can start breaking free from the limits we put on ourselves and tap into our true potential. Every time we notice what we're doing, we get to choose. We can either keep going down the road of self-sabotage or opt for growth, resilience, and chasing our dreams. Owning up to our actions is a powerful step that can really change things for us. Accountability can really change the direction of our lives. At its heart, it means taking responsibility for what we do, the choices we make, and the results we get, without making excuses, blaming others, or dodging our responsibilities. It's about acknowledging how we influence our own situations and being ready to deal with whatever comes from our decisions. This doesn't mean we have to be flawless or that we won't mess up. Instead, it means that when we do slip up, we confront our mistakes with honesty, understanding, and a commitment to do better. Do better next time. Being accountable is super important because it helps us grow and adapt, building resilience and self-trust along the way. One of the coolest things about taking responsibility is that it puts us in control of our lives. When we own up to our actions, we realize we have the power to change our situation. We stop waiting for others to solve our problems or counting on outside help to save us and start looking inside ourselves for solutions. This shift in focus. Instead of just sitting back and watching, we need to get involved in our own journey. For example, If we're having a hard time at work, in a relationship, or with a personal project, being accountable pushes us to think about how we can change things instead of just blaming others. This proactive way of solving problems helps us become more adaptable and resilient, fostering a mindset that aims for growth instead of making excuses. Plus, taking responsibility means we have to confront some tough realities. When we hit tough spots, it's easy to blame outside stuff like a tough boss, a difficult partner, or not having enough resources. Sure, those things can make things harder, but they don't decide how we react to the challenges. Being accountable means asking ourselves if we're really doing everything we can to deal with the situation in a good way. Are we putting in the effort? Are we talking openly and respectfully? Are we taking the right steps? We need to work on our skills and our mindset. These questions make us face the areas where we might be lacking and push us to tackle those issues honestly. It's not an easy process, but it's super important for building self-awareness and creating real change. A big part of being accountable is learning from our mistakes and setbacks without getting stuck in regret or beating ourselves up. When we take responsibility, we recognize our errors and figure out what went wrong without dwelling on it. Instead of getting stuck on what could have been or beating ourselves up over bad choices, we should ask, what can I learn from this? This change in perspective helps us turn setbacks into valuable lessons instead of just weighing us down. Each mistake turns into a chance to grow, helping us fine-tune our approach and make better decisions down the line. By adopting this mindset, we start to fear failure less and become more open to taking smart risks, knowing that any slip-ups will lead to constructive reflection instead of just negativity. Taking responsibility for our actions not only helps us grow, but also strengthens our relationships. When we own up to our mistakes, we show respect and integrity, proving to others that we can be trusted. In personal relationships, being accountable means recognizing our part in misunderstandings or conflicts instead of just blaming others or downplaying our role. For instance, if a disagreement with a friend, partner, or family member gets intense, being accountable means thinking about how we acted and admitting when we messed up. Being dismissive or defensive when apologizing isn't helpful. Honestly committing to do better helps rebuild trust and creates a healthier atmosphere at work. Taking responsibility earns you respect and credibility among your co-workers. When we admit our mistakes, we show humility and a desire to learn, proving that we care more about the team's goals than our own pride. This attitude not only strengthens relationships, but also inspires others to think the same way, fostering a culture of honesty. Continuous improvement is another key part of accountability. It really boosts our self-confidence and self-respect. When we own our actions, we build trust in ourselves. We learn to trust our judgment, make intentional decisions, and deal with the outcomes gracefully. This inner confidence gives us a solid sense of who we are, without needing validation or approval from others. We understand that no matter what comes our way, we can handle it. If we're ready to own it, this kind of self-trust is a game changer. It takes away the fear of being judged or turned down because we start to value ourselves based on our own principles instead of what others think. Hard work and discipline are the cornerstones that not only lead to personal success, but also help us reach our true potential. In a world full of distractions and quick fixes, it's easy to forget how crucial it is to put in the effort and stay focused. Goals are important, but hard work is what really makes things happen, and discipline helps keep us on track. Together, they create a strong combo that helps people push through challenges, build resilience, and reach their dreams. At the heart of it, hard work is all about sticking with it and not giving up. It means putting in the time, energy, and resources to chase our goals, even when things get tough or boring. Hard work doesn't always pay off right away. In fact, it often takes a while. Patience and persistence are key. Just look at the stories of successful people in different fields. Athletes, entrepreneurs, artists. They achieved greatness through relentless effort. They dealt with failures, rejections, and setbacks, but their determination to keep pushing forward helped them overcome obstacles that others thought were impossible. This commitment to hard work gives a sense of purpose and direction, driving the desire to reach for excellence no matter the challenges. But remember, hard work alone isn't enough. To achieve lasting success, you need discipline to back it up. Discipline means staying focused and making consistent choices that align with your goals, even when distractions or temptations come up. It's about setting boundaries, creating routines, and sticking to a plan so you can make steady progress over time. For instance, think about someone trying to get fit. While putting in hard work during workouts is important, the real challenge is keeping up that disciplined mindset. Eating healthy meals, making sure to get plenty of rest, and not giving in to the urge to skip workouts. Discipline turns those occasional bursts of energy into a steady routine that creates momentum and brings about real change. One important part of discipline is being able to wait for rewards. In our fast-paced world, where instant results are the norm, it's becoming rarer to put in the hard work today for a better tomorrow. But if you can build the discipline to hold off on immediate pleasures for the long run, it really pays off. Long-term gains are key to success. This idea works not just in jobs, but also in personal growth. Whether it's studying for exams, improving a skill, or saving money for future investments, being able to put off immediate gratification for the sake of future rewards is what sets successful people apart from those who get distracted by short-term pleasures. The link between hard work and discipline also plays a big role in building resilience, because life is naturally tough. Life is unpredictable, and we're bound to run into obstacles along the way. When setbacks happen, it's easy to feel down and doubt ourselves. But those with a strong work ethic and a disciplined mindset tend to see these challenges as chances to grow. They know that failure isn't the end, it's just a step on the path to success. This way of thinking helps build resilience, letting people come back stronger and more determined than ever. They learn to embrace the struggle. It's tough dealing with that feeling of discomfort and uncertainty, especially since the road to success is hardly ever straight. But the truth is, putting in hard work and staying disciplined creates this awesome cycle. The more effort we put in, the more progress we make, and that just boosts our motivation to keep grinding. Every little win and every lesson we pick up becomes a stepping stone for future success. This positive loop gives us a sense of accomplishment, builds our confidence, and strengthens our belief in ourselves as we tackle challenges. Watch us grow. We've become tougher and are getting ready to tackle even bigger challenges ahead. It's super important to remember that hard work and discipline aren't things we do alone. Being around people who share our commitment to excellence can really boost our efforts and hold us accountable. Being part of a supportive community, whether it's a professional network, a fitness group, or a creative collective, creates an environment where we can collaborate and thrive. These relationships can really motivate us and offer helpful feedback, pushing us to raise our standards and keep improving. When we all work hard together and stay disciplined, we can achieve amazing things that we might not be able to do on our own. Plus, putting in the effort and being disciplined isn't just about work or personal goals. It builds our character and integrity. People who embrace these traits start to feel a sense of responsibility towards themselves and others. Some people get that their actions matter and that the effort they put in shows what they really care about. This way of thinking builds a solid work ethic, not just for personal success, but also for helping others, whether it's through mentoring, teaming up, or getting involved in the community. Those who focus on hard work and discipline often motivate others to embrace the same values, creating a ripple effect that benefits the whole community. Lastly, it's crucial to recognize that hard work and discipline aren't just things you do for a while, they're lifelong habits. They're not just about hitting specific goals, it's an ongoing journey that changes as we grow. Every time we hit a milestone, new challenges pop up and we have to recommit to putting in the effort. Life is always changing, so we need to be adaptable. When we embrace hard work and discipline as core values, it helps us handle life's ups and downs with grace and determination. By putting in hard work and staying disciplined, we carve out a fulfilling and transformative journey towards our goals. This dedication not only improves our personal and professional lives, but also builds our character and resilience, getting us ready for whatever comes next. In the end, the mix of hard work and discipline acts like a compass, pointing us towards a future full of possibilities and achievements. Sticking with it through challenges is what really sets apart those who reach their goals from those who give up when things get tough. Life is full of challenges. Some we see coming and others catch us off guard. These bumps in the road really test our determination, character, and commitment to our goals. The ability to stay strong and keep pushing ahead, no matter what obstacles we face, isn't just something successful people have. It's a skill anyone can build and improve over time. Grasping how important it is to be persistent and figuring out ways to boost that persistence can really make a difference in our personal and professional journeys. The heart of persistence is resilience. The ability to bounce back quickly from tough times and adapt positively when things don't go as planned. Resilience doesn't mean you won't feel pain or disappointment. It's about recognizing those feelings and deciding to push through anyway. Every challenge is a chance to learn and grow. For instance, an athlete might get injured and have to sit out for a whole season, but it's their dedication to rehab and sticking to their training that really defines them. Instead of getting frustrated or feeling hopeless, they turn their setbacks into chances to get better, sharpening their skills and building mental strength. A key part of sticking it out is the mindset we have when facing challenges. Having a growth mindset, believing that we can improve our abilities and intelligence with hard work and dedication, helps us tackle obstacles positively. People with a growth mindset see challenges as opportunities to learn, not as impossible roadblocks. For example, a student who's having a tough time with a subject might feel really down at first, but they can decide to ask for help, study more, and pick up new ways to understand the material. This change in mindset can turn what feels like a failure into a step towards getting better. It's also super important to set realistic and doable goals to keep pushing through when things get tough. Breaking down big tasks into smaller, manageable ones can really help make the journey easier. Make it less overwhelming by laying out a clear plan and celebrating small wins along the way. This helps us stay motivated and feel accomplished. For example, a writer who wants to finish a novel might find it super intimidating. Instead, they could aim to write a specific number of words each day. This way, they can concentrate on making progress rather than stressing about the whole book. This step-by-step approach builds a sense of achievement and keeps the commitment to keep going no matter what. Setbacks happen, but having a solid support network is super important for staying persistent through tough times. Being around people who encourage, inspire, and lift us up can really change the game when things get rough. Friends, family, mentors, or co-workers who believe in us can give us the boost we need to keep pushing forward, especially when we feel like throwing in the towel. This support can come in different ways, like a kind word, sharing their own struggles, or giving us helpful feedback. By building connections with people who share our values and goals, we create a supportive environment that encourages resilience and determination. You really can't underestimate the importance of self-discipline when it comes to pushing through tough times. Discipline means making steady choices that keep us on track with our goals, even when our motivation dips or distractions pop up. Developing self-discipline helps us stay focused on our journey, letting us keep moving forward no matter what hurdles we face. This commitment shows in how we carry on. We can tackle our goals in a bunch of ways, like setting aside time each day to work on them, sticking to a routine, and focusing on tasks that match our long-term dreams. By building self-discipline, we create a solid base to handle tough times and push through challenges. When we face obstacles, we need to take a proactive approach to solving problems. Instead of letting setbacks control what we do, we should tackle difficulties with curiosity and a willingness to find solutions. This shift in mindset helps us stay focused. When faced with a setback, like losing a job or failing at a project, instead of feeling hopeless, we can take a step back, figure out what went wrong, learn from it, and plan our next moves. This proactive mindset helps us feel more in control and empowered to tackle challenges. Plus, getting comfortable with discomfort is key to sticking with it. Challenges often come with their own set of difficulties. Feeling uncomfortable, whether it's physically, emotionally, or mentally, is just part of growing up. Recognizing that discomfort is normal helps us deal with it instead of running away from it. For example, an entrepreneur might get rejected over and over before they finally hit it big. Each rejection stings, but it also gives them important feedback and a chance to improve their game. By learning to sit with that discomfort and using it to fuel our growth, we get better at pushing through tough times. It's also super important to be patient as we deal with challenges. Getting to any big goal usually takes time, and the path isn't always straightforward. It's easy to feel discouraged when things are moving slowly or when we hit bumps in the road. But patience helps us keep our focus and stay committed, even when we can't see results right away. Remembering that success often comes from a bunch of small, consistent efforts keeps us going. Just like a seed takes time to grow into a strong tree, our efforts do too. It takes time to see results. Self-reflection and integrity are closely linked ideas that are really important for personal growth, being true to yourself and living ethically in a complicated world. When you take the time to reflect on your thoughts, actions, and motivations, you become more self-aware and fair. Integrity acts like a moral compass, guiding your reflections and helping you make decisions. Together, these principles help you understand yourself better. We need to take a good look at ourselves to handle life's ups and downs with honesty and purpose. Self-reflection is all about taking the time to think about our experiences, beliefs, and values. It's something we do on purpose to dig deep, check our motivations, and assess our actions. By making it a habit, we can spot patterns in how we act, see where we can do better, and get a clearer picture of who we are. For example, thinking back on a recent conversation can really help us out. We need to figure out why we reacted the way we did, what set off our emotions, and how we could deal with similar situations differently next time. This whole process helps us grow by letting us learn from our experiences, which leads to better choices and healthier interactions with others. We can make self-reflection a part of our daily routine in different ways, like journaling, meditating, or just taking some quiet time to think. Each of these practices gives us a different way to reflect. Journaling for self-discovery, for instance, gives us a concrete way to keep track of our thoughts and feelings, helping us see how we grow over time and understand our emotions better. Meditation helps us get into a mindful state where we can watch our thoughts without judging them, which deepens our connection to ourselves. No matter which method you pick, the important thing is to set up a quiet space for reflection, away from distractions, where we can honestly explore our thoughts and feelings. Integrity is, in many ways, the result of good self-reflection is that we really commit to sticking to our values and principles in everything we think and do. When we take the time to reflect, we start to see what really matters to us and how we want others to see us. This clarity helps us make sure our actions match our beliefs, which makes us feel more authentic and trustworthy. For instance, if honesty is important to us, looking back on our interactions can show us times when we might have held back the truth or acted differently. Acknowledging when we mess up gives us a chance to make things right and get back to being true to ourselves. Integrity is super important. It's the backbone of trust in our personal and professional lives. When we act with integrity, we build a reputation for being honest and dependable, which helps strengthen our relationships. People are more likely to connect with and support those who show they're ethical and consistent. Their values, especially integrity, really help us feel good about ourselves and at peace. When what we do matches our beliefs, we feel more fulfilled and true to ourselves. On the flip side, if we compromise our integrity, we might feel guilt or shame, which can hurt our self-esteem and hold back our personal growth. Taking time to reflect on ourselves helps us face tough truths. It's easy to get caught in self-deception and avoid what makes us uncomfortable. Realizing our behavior and motivations can be tough, but self-reflection helps us confront these truths directly. It lets us see where we might have drifted from our values. For example, if we notice we've been unkind or dismissive to others, this awareness gives us the opportunity to change and be more empathetic. Owning up to our flaws is a brave step toward growth, letting us build deeper connections and positively impact the lives of those around us. Plus, self-reflection and integrity is key when making decisions. Life throws choices at us that challenge our values and principles. When we pause to think about our options and how they fit with our integrity, we can make better, more ethical choices. For example, at work, we might feel pressured to cut corners for the sake of convenience or profit. But if we think about our values and the possible outcomes of our actions, we can pick a route that sticks to our integrity, even if it's tougher. Sticking to ethical decision-making can be tough at first, but it really helps build our character and boosts our credibility. There's a strong link between self-reflection and integrity, especially when it comes to being accountable. When we take responsibility for our actions, we show that we're committed to living honestly and ethically. Self-reflection plays a big role in this accountability by encouraging us to think about our choices and how they affect us and those around us. For instance, if we realize we've messed up, self-reflection helps us own up to our mistakes and work to fix them. This not only boosts our integrity, but also strengthens our relationships by showing that we're committed to being honest and growing. As we practice self-reflection and integrity, it's key to recognize that this is an ongoing journey. Personal growth isn't a one-time thing. It's a continuous process of learning and evolving. By making self-reflection a regular habit, we can adjust to new insights and experiences and keep refining ourselves. Understanding ourselves and what we value is super important. Integrity is all about staying alert and being dedicated. It means regularly checking in on our principles and making sure our actions match up with them. This ongoing effort helps us deal with life's ups and downs with confidence and being true to ourselves. Plus, taking the time to reflect on ourselves can boost our empathy and understanding for others. By looking at our own motivations and actions, we can better grasp what people around us are going through. This awareness helps us better appreciate the challenges others face and encourages us to interact with compassion. Recognizing our shared humanity strengthens our relationships and boosts our ability to contribute positively to our communities. Basically, self-reflection and integrity are powerful tools for personal growth, ethical living, and meaningful relationships. By regularly reflecting on ourselves, we gain insights into our values, motivations, and behaviors, which helps us live more authentically. Stick to our values. Integrity is like our moral compass, helping us make choices and do the right thing while building trust and credibility in our relationships. Together, these ideas help us face life with clarity, purpose, and authenticity, making our lives and those of others better. Empowerment to change is a game changer, allowing people to take charge of their lives, make smart choices, and grow personally. This belief is based on the idea that everyone has what it takes. The ability to shape their own lives and make a positive impact both personally and in the wider community involves embracing empowerment. This means getting to know oneself better, setting realistic goals, building resilience, and creating a supportive atmosphere that encourages growth. At the core of empowerment is self-awareness. To make a change, people need to first understand where they are, what drives them, and what they value. Self-awareness comes from looking inward and reflecting on one's own thoughts and feelings. People need to figure out their strengths, weaknesses, and where they can grow. This usually starts with asking some tough questions. What do I really want? What are my passions? What challenges have I faced, and how have they affected me? Taking time for self-reflection helps people get clear about their goals and the changes they want to make. Plus, this understanding is key to building confidence because it helps them see their own abilities and value. Once they get to this point, getting to know yourself is the first step. And then it's time to set some realistic goals that match what you want to change. Feeling empowered isn't just about realizing you need to change. It means having a clear plan to help you reach your goals. Your goals should be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Basically, they should be SMART. This gives you a solid way to grow personally. For example, if someone wants to get fitter, they might aim to work out for 30 minutes 5 times a week instead of just saying they want to get in shape. They want to get fit, and this specific approach helps people stay focused and motivated, making the whole journey toward change feel more doable. Plus, if you break big goals down into smaller, manageable steps, it makes the whole process less daunting. You get to celebrate those little wins along the way, which boosts your confidence and determination. Each step you complete builds momentum and keeps you pushing forward. For example, if the goal is to move up in their career, so they might begin by networking with co-workers, looking for a mentor, or signing up for relevant courses. Each of these steps helps them work towards their overall goal, making the process of change feel more doable. Resilience is also super important for feeling empowered to change. The road to personal growth isn't usually straightforward. There will be setbacks and challenges along the way. But resilience helps people recover from difficulties and stay focused on their commitment to change, no matter what. It can be tough to develop a positive mindset that sees setbacks as chances to learn instead of failures. For example, if someone faces a setback while chasing a goal, like getting rejected for a job or a project not working out, they can look at the experience, figure out what they could do better, and change their approach instead of getting down on themselves. This kind of resilient attitude helps them keep going and strengthens their belief that things can get better, no matter how temporary the struggle might be. Dealing with setbacks, being self-aware, setting goals, and building resilience are all important. It's crucial to create a supportive environment that helps people make changes. The folks we hang out with really influence how we chase personal growth. Having a supportive network gives us encouragement, accountability, and helpful feedback, which can be key to getting through tough times. Connecting with people who have similar dreams or values makes us feel like we belong and keeps us motivated to stick with our goals. Surrounding yourself with negativity or unsupportive people can really hold you back and make you doubt yourself. That's why it's important to find mentors, friends, or communities that lift you up and inspire you. This can really help you embrace change. To make changes in your life, you often need to learn new skills and gain knowledge. As you work towards your goals, you might come across things you're not so good at, or where you feel unsure of yourself. Having a growth mindset, believing that you can improve with effort and practice, makes all the difference. Encourages people to look for chances to learn. This could mean taking classes, going to workshops, or teaching themselves by actively seeking out new knowledge and skills. By doing this, folks boost their ability to adapt and get the tools they need to tackle challenges effectively.